So it's Zeb and Agent Callus, two enemies that must work together this time. During their latest mission, the gang are surrounded by stormtroopers and are forced to split up. Zeb ends up having to fight Callus alone and has to find his own way to escape. He gets on an escape pod only to be attacked by Callus once again, and they both activate the escape pod. They land on Geonosis and are stuck in an underground cave. This forces them to have to work together, and they have to come up with a plan to escape. It's not easy, however, because in this caves lives creatures as well as Empire scouters above the ground, so until the rebels can find them, they are stuck on this planet. Callus tells Zeb a story about one of his first missions on Alderaan and how the Lasat almost took out most of his men and almost killed him. Through their conversations though, they begin to develop a common ground with each other and are being in a situation where they have to if they're going to survive. Most of the creatures show up and they decide to climb the pillars and make it out. They make their way to the top, only having to use clever ways to dodge the creatures and get to the top. Once they do make it, it becomes too cold for them to make their way to the surface, so they find a shelter, and Callus realizes what happened on Lasat was wrong and doesn't want to take the credit for it. The Ghost crew make it and save Zeb, taking him back to the ship, while Callus waits for the Empire to pick him up and begins to see everything differently now. Taking notice that he isn't really present on his own ship, maybe he even realizing that he's on the wrong side. We'll have to find out later on, I suppose. I really enjoyed this episode. It was simple and it was always entertaining to see two enemies having to work together and find a common ground. It wasn't what I was expecting, but I can appreciate that they take the chance to give the characters more development and to make them more interesting as the show goes on.